How's everybody doing? We have a reverse band bench session going on. This is more my quote unquote max effort day, just my heavier day. I got 2 heavy days, 2 light days. So I chose to do a reverse band since I haven't done it in forever. I used mini bands, choke mini bands. It was fun. A lot of times when I'm choosing these variations at this point in my career, it's because it's fun, and if something's fun or I enjoy it, I'm probably going to put more effort into it, hence get more benefit out of it. And honestly, I think that's probably how most seasoned lifters should train. I think people fall into a couple different categories. Um, I think you have the people who are experienced advanced lifters who are lower on the trait neuroticism, lower on trait anxiety, lower on trait worry, stress, whatever. And then I think you have people who are like myself, like high anxiety. Again, I don't have an anxiety disorder or anything, but just, I'm always kind of redlining, worrying about whatever's going on in life, family, work, whatever. I'm high stress. I'm neurotic. So stress is just, it's recovery is just different. It's just harder. And I've spent years trying to force progressions with no avail. Um, so I think for people like me, it's better to work off of a template and then just go with what feels good that day. I realize a lot of people disagree with me, and that's totally fine. I think if you're someone who's lower stress, you don't naturally worry about things. Um, you don't have a family, you don't have multiple jobs, whatever. I think you can follow really strict progressions. And as I've said before, if you're a beginner, you should be following pretty strict progressions. Have fun, do some different things, but take advantage of the fact that you can add weight to the bar every week. Someone like myself, as I said, who is just kind of like higher on this trait anxiety or neuroticism, whatever you want to call it. Again, I'm not what's the word? I'm not a therapist or anything, but yeah, I mean, I'm just someone who's redlining all the time. So on any given day, my recovery and how I feel is wildly, wildly different. So to follow a set progression of this percentage to this percentage to this percentage, or this RPE, it's never worked for me. And again, I say this in every video because I think it's worth saying, because context matters. Context is king. I'll be 39 in April. I've been training since I was 14, 15 years old. I've been competing in powerlifting for, I don't know, 14 years. I've been competing in bodybuilding for a few years now. Like, eventually you get to a point where you're like, all right, this style of training works for me and this doesn't. And honestly, this style of training over the past year or so, me just kind of going off of a rough template, has worked so much better for me, and I've enjoyed training so much more. Whereas before, training started to become like a massive stress to me because I was so worried about not hitting specific numbers on any given day. And it just made it not enjoyable. And again, I'm not saying training has to be enjoyable all the time, but it made it a chore to the point where it's like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. So, bottom line is do whatever you have to do to be consistent with training and to make sure that the effort and consistency is high enough that you can continue to train over time and make progress. For me, trying to force the progression actually made me stall and go backwards. So again, this is a pretty long-winded diatribe I'm going on, but I just think people get so sucked into all of the shit that they see on social media and all of the influencers they follow, even good people. Like, I love guys like Eric Helms and Jim Wendler and Lane Norton and Dave Tate, John Meadows, Louie. Like, I love all these guys. But they're different. I'm different. The people they work with are different. The people I work with are different. So I think as long as consistency is there, you're training hard, there's some progression over time, then I think we're going to be okay. I think everyone's going to do well. But everyone ties up their emotions and manhood into training. So when someone's not doing something that they think is optimal, then everyone gets all butthurt about it. But anyway, I'm just kind of rambling at this point. I'm just having fun training. That's really all there is to it. And I think people should kind of get back to having fun with training and enjoying training. Like on this, I'm doing these rear delt flies. I just randomly turned this into a drop set. I was just doing straight sets, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to do a drop set. And you know what? My effort was super high with it. Just got a nasty pump with it, and I think switching it mid-set ultimately gave me a better stimulus. Subsequently probably better growth from it as well. So again, that's kind of what I'm talking about, this insane rambling diatribe that I'm going on. I added these in the end. I did not have overhead tricep extensions planned, but I was feeling myself a little bit. White boy got a little motion, so I went for it. We just started adding some tricep extensions with this, and then I went further with it, and then ended up doing like a mini drop set of dumbbell bench press after 2 failures. I mean, I was blown up after this. That may be a good thing or a bad thing. People will be like, oh, what about your recovery? What about your recovery? Again, the things that make me not recover is the constant worry about everything going on in life. The workload doesn't seem to bother me. So the less that I have to worry about this, the better I get. If I just have fun with it, put in some effort, do some things that seem fun, I end up making better progress. So that's kind of where we're at. Yeah, I mean, I ended up going to like absolute failure. These things collapsed on me. I went from 90 down to 60. Again, not really a rhyme or reason to it. It was just fun. If you want to have some fun with training and you want good training, like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff.